No one has had much success against him over the last month, and you've got to believe that if he keeps this up, he'll be in a really good position to get some sort of promotion pretty soon. I know he's a top prospect, and the big club will do its best to let him develop properly down here in the minors, but it's hard. It is hard to ignore a guy that's producing like this.
All right, pregame festivities are wrapping up. It's time for baseball. Now from your exclusive home for minor league baseball, MLB The Show is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Tennessee Smokies and the Biloxi Shuckers. Major League Baseball on the Show starts now. And with that, here's a look at the visitors' starting lineup. Eric, who should we keep an eye on?
Well, I'll be keeping an eye on what that leadoff hitter can do in this one. He's been on an absolute tear lately, hitting over 500 in his last 10 ball games. And the baseball must look like a beach ball to him right now at the plate.
Donnie Sorvala gets the call in Game 5 of the series. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, Matty, he's got a pretty good strikeout-to-walk ratio, 3-1. We'll see if that holds true in this one.
Rod Johnson strides forward, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
Smokies, third baseman, Rod Johnson.
Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike one.
First pitch, 7 o'clock.
Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Smoked on the ground up the middle. Throw in the dirt, but a good job of staying with it that time as he's retired.
Well, there you see the numbers from his last time out. Those are pretty good all told. He allowed just 3 runs. More often than not, that's good enough for a win. So a similar outing might yield different results in this one.
Now batting, third baseman,
Rod Johnson will get a second shot now. He grounded out to start the ball game.
And he only saw a couple pitches, too.
Meanwhile, this ball gets down. It's a base hit. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score. And he is in there.
Yeah, a chance to make this a pretty big inning. One run will come in to score on the double, and now there are 2 more potential runs out there in second and third with still only 1 out.
Juan Perez comes forward looking to add to this early lead as he'll bat with a couple of guys in scoring position.
Yeah, and you know one man who'd love for him to come through big time right here is his pitcher. We'll see if he can get it done.
This one's down to third. Jansen is right there. Only play is going to be to first, so scored it as an RBI ground out as the lead moves to 2-0 now.
Yeah, and unless he was going on his own down there at third, they were using that contact play where you're told wherever and whenever the ball's hit, you're off and running. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. You've got to go. They love to play an aggressive style on the base.
James Nicholson is into the box for his second appearance. 0 for 1 with a flyout. The 0-1. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Boswell giving chase. And that's the third out. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. The Smokies lead it 2-0. Rod Johnson steps in, working on a 1 for 2 game so far.
Rod Johnson.
Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt. The first pitch. The cutter runs outside, ball 1. The pitch count there, 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. hit hard towards center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
And at this point, I don't think you could expect anything less than a two-hit ball game from this guy. I mean, he's been as hot as anybody lately, and
Juan Perez steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far, so we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
Oh, and he breaks, and they've got him picked off. Oh, and the throw's wide as it gets by him at second. Luckily for them, the left fielder retrieves this ball quickly. So definite problems on that last play, and they'll hit the first baseman for the error. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 1 out and a runner on second base. A little roller toward the hole. Rivera is up with it. Throw gets him 2 down. A block at the plate, and he's out trying to score. It's a double play, and the inning is over. So it's 1 run. Julio Lima will stand in now. He flew out in his first time around and then was a strikeout victim last time. Hit down the third base line. And that's through for a hit. Leading off the inning, Rod Johnson, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
Fastball, and that thing got up there at 95 miles an hour, a ball and a strike.
yeah, there's a good one right there, right over the top. And just fire that thing in there.
Down and in as he's forced to back out of the way that time.
And that pitch is just a little bit easier to lay off when you're opposite-handed up there because you can see the sweep of that pitch coming all the way in.
Hard hit ball to second, and that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning. And a half-hearted throw to first by the right fielder, but he's in there easily.
Yeah, he's swinging a pretty hot bat here. 3 for 4 now after the base hit, and that wasn't a little bleeder. That ball was smoke.
Juan Perez stands into the box. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And here's a ball hit in the air. Jansen ranging into the outfield makes the play, 1 away. James Nicholson gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Runner goes. Grounded to third. Throw on to first, 2 gone. Mark Rader will stand in now, hoping to get on track as they've been able to neutralize his power out of the cleanup spot. 0 for 3 thus far. Has to be thinking strikeout here.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2.
Not a real good 0-2 there. You don't necessarily want it in the zone, but you do want to at least give him something to think about.
And that's through into left, a base hit. And they'll extend their lead even further as the runs in to score from third. That makes it a 4-0 ball game.
And that may be the at-bat there that finally seals the deal here. That'll make it a 4-run lead right now, and that will be awesome.
Julio Lima will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
But gloved by the third baseman for the out. And boys, probably a handful of deserving candidates for our top player of the game award. But what do you say we go ahead and give it to the man who shut the door out of the pen?
Yeah, it's nice to have someone like this that you can call on to finish things out.
And it would appear we'll see a pinch hitter here as he'll try to get something started with the bases empty and 2 away.
The center fielder, number 44.
Out in front of it, strike 1. The windup and the 0-1. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good. Runners on the move for second. Pitches a cold strike. The throw. And no throw as he'll just hang on to it.
Hey, with 2 outs, why not? If he gets thrown out, it's no big deal. We're just going to play another inning. Instead, now you've got the winning run in scoring position, and you put a lot more pressure on both the defense and that guy on the mound.
On the ground to the right side. And this gets right through him, and that may be a run. He'll come home with it. And the winning run is across to score.